Do you know what? It does feel at the minute like something is really building with regards to the BBC and the licence fee. You know, people's opinion really is shifting. And it's good to see, isn't it? Hi, it's me again. And yeah, and as I said there, I'm seeing loads more articles and loads more talk online about it. I monitor many forums and forums like Mumsnet and stuff like that where people aren't really in this fight, just to see what people are saying. And it does seem like public opinion is really shifting against the TV licence fee and the government at the minute. Yeah, there's so many more articles and so many more things coming out about it. So many more people on YouTube making videos about it, which is blooming brilliant. Reach as many people as possible. It's great. And then these petitions are growing. Huge, these petitions are getting now. Not that I think petitions do anything, but it's nice to see that they're growing faster than they ever have before. And then you see articles like this which quote some other people as well that are talking about it. Have a look. Unjustifiable. BBC faces demand to end licence fee prosecutions and cost of living crisis. Now, yeah, all right, I've made a couple of videos on this subject. I've just filmed one a minute ago because I'm making these in batches at the minute because I've got nowhere to film it. I'm not in my new house, don't worry about that. But it is really being talked about a lot more at the minute. And I think it's because of the cost of living crisis thing. 13 quid a month is a lot of money to a lot of people at the minute, including myself. That's why I don't pay it. And people are looking for ways to save wherever they can save. And the government and the BBC have really got to be taking notice of all of this. They must be seeing it and just hoping it dies down. But it's not going to. It's not going to go away. People are fed up paying the BBC licence fee. They are. Shipley Conservative MP Philip Davis, a long-time critic of the BBC, said, "It is unjustifiable for the criminal law to force people to pay for the BBC whether they want to watch it or not." Whilst that is a fair point, one does have to, I just said one, I'm not an MP. Someone does have to remember that the licence fee isn't just for watching BBC. You need to pay the licence fee if you want to watch anything as it's being broadcast or use BBC iPlayer. It's not just the BBC. Granted, the BBC are the people that get the money from it, and I still don't understand that. I still don't understand why the other TV channels haven't ganged up and joined this fight against the BBC, because you can't watch ITV or Channel 4 or, you know, UK Gold, which is a BBC channel, but any of them, Discovery, whatever, even the shopping channels, you know, you can't even watch QVC if you don't pay the TV licence fee, even though none of these people or other channels get money from it. It's the biggest scam going. I don't know how they've got away with it for so long. It surprises me that the other telly channels haven't jumped in on this fight. It really does. It would be best if the licence fee was scrapped completely, but decriminalising non-payment to make it a civil matter would certainly be a step in the right direction. Yeah, I think that's where this fight's got to go. I think that's where this fight's got to go. Nadine Dorries was pushed by everybody to try and get rid of the TV licence fee, and maybe she could have done. But the problem is, whoever comes into the job after her, because we've got, Michelle Donnellan now, she can just throw all that paperwork out the window. So we've got to push for getting it decriminalised. Then it doesn't matter if they abolish it or not. It'll get abolished on its own, naturally, because no one will be paying it. I think that's where the fight's got to go now. And there's a lot of traction behind this, a lot of traction behind it. That change.org petition for decriminalising it, which is absolutely pointless because it's on change.org. I made a video about it. You'll find it on this channel. It's got over 150,000 at the time I'm filming this. It doubled in a day. Doubled. It's a lot of people. The petition also puts pressure on Liz Truss and her new Culture and Media Secretary, Michelle Donnellan, to go ahead with moves to abolish the licence fee altogether. Last week, the former Culture Secretary, Nadine Dorries, warned Ms Truss that if she did not continue with that policy and other 2019 manifesto promises, she needs to call a general election. Well, she should call a general election anyway. But that's the point I was trying to make, right? This Michelle Donnellan could say, right, that's it, no more licence fee. Once the charter expires in 2027, it's not going to be renewed. We've done it, we've won the fight. And great, but if she's not in the job in 6 months, whoever comes into that job can just throw that paperwork away and reinstate it. It's not going to do anything. It needs to be decriminalised first. Or we need to educate as many people as possible, your friends, your family, everyone you work with, that you don't need to pay it and to not talk to these goons. And then the bigger that movement gets, rather than just petitions and stuff, that will force the change. Force it. A BBC spokesman said, not a spokesperson today, an actual spokesman. Good for you, BBC. We continue to work with groups throughout the UK which support people who fall into financial difficulty so they can remain correctly licensed. Yeah, that's what they said. That's what a BBC spokesman said. And they do. They employ, I don't know, it's either 6 or 8, I can never remember, PR agencies at great expense. And these PR agencies go around debt charities and community groups and enforce the narrative that you must pay the TV licence fee. And as it says there, look, they work with groups throughout the UK to support people who fall into financial difficulties so they can remain correctly licensed. Now, someone like me would say, I'd like to work with groups across the UK to help people decide if they need to pay for a license or not. And maybe I can save them 13 quid a month. And maybe once everything changes or, their financial situation changes, they might want to go and pay for the license fee again in future. But at the moment, we should help them out by letting them know they may not need to pay it, as long as they don't watch anything that's been broadcast, record anything as it's been broadcast, or use BBC iPlayer. Wouldn't you love to hear that from the BBC? Although probably wouldn't sell as many licenses, would they? That's what makes me laugh about it. How can I fight against that? The BBC's total income is 4.2 billion quid a year, and they employ top-end PR agencies to deliver the message that you need to pay for your license fee and need to be correctly licensed. How can I fight against that to help people not be correctly licensed because they don't need to be? That's why we're losing the battle. We can't fight against that, but the tide is turning and more people are looking at ways to save money, and the license fee is one of them. They realise they don't need to pay it now. Many people are doing the research, finding out, or just thinking, why the hell am I paying it anyway? It's good. It's good. The tide's really turned. I think it's going to be an interesting few months for the license fee to see what happens. Hey, I think by spring, I think we might be hearing some change. I hope. But then, going by previous experience, probably not. Hey. Well, let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because that way, hopefully, I'll see you in another video again soon, won't I? Ta-da.